Welcome. It's About Town Deb and Yvonne Murphy, my Sassy Soul Sister.
I am your Sassy Soul Sister.
And you're in the house today.
I'm in the house. Yvonne's in the house.
We're going to be chatting about reflection.
We're going to talk about reflections. We're going to talk about the Christmas season.
And Santa.
So
stay tuned. We'll be right back.
In Nevada near the silver mines, there's a kind-hearted woman. She's looking so fine, always taking care of her community. Bringing folks together is her cup of tea. She's out on the road and all over the web with a big smiling heart. It's About Town Deb.
And welcome to this week's episode of City Talk. I'm About Town Deb with my Sassy Soul Sister, Yvonne Murphy, in the house.
I'm always here for you. You know I love you.
It's been too long.
It's been a while.
It seems like a month. It's like, where does it go?
I don't know.
But it seems like it goes fast, but it seems like when you're here, I'm like, where have you been?
Yes, where have I been? I'm thinking, who's been sitting in this chair talking to you, child?
A lot of different people.
Well, I better catch up.
You better catch up. But without our sponsors, we wouldn't have anybody sitting in these chairs.
This is true.
We want to thank Surratt Law Practice, Kim. And, you have to check out Surratt Law Practice, their Facebook page. She does a lot of family adoptions, and it's so cool. And this month, they're posting maybe every day or every week, all the amazing families that have become a family due to adoption. It's a beautiful thing,
and it's a specialty that Kim has mastered. So we're proud of Kim.
Please check out Surratt Law Practice and Crystal Basin, Cellars. We are actually going to have a new distributor coming up, little secret, but we will share more when it's official.
Yes.
So thanks to Crystal Basin, I'm able to have the About Town Deb brand, a red blend and a Sauvignon Blanc. And we donate a portion of every bottle to Northern Nevada Children's Cancer Foundation.
Excellent.
And speaking of that, Noble Pie, have you heard of Noble Pie?
I've heard of Noble Pie.
Noble Pie Parlor. Once a year, this is their second annual over at the Summit. So if you're in the Reno area, it's called the Summit. Mm-hmm. It's south of town, and they're having a Santa's Pizza Workshop.
I like it.
So you sign up, and it's a family thing, and you go early, and the kids get to make their pizzas, and they get their little personalized pizza, all their little goodies.
I love that.
And you do it as a family. So when you go in there, they have milk, and they have cookies, and Santa's there. So they get to see Santa. We'll talk to him. Santa. Mm-hmm. Santa's there. And seriously, it's a very good experience to go with your family. And they're also going to be providing the About Town Deb red wine, which at the same time, we donate a portion to children's cancer. So the tickets are for $10 to $30. And I'm telling you,
it's excellent.
It's excellent. So you are going to get your pizza and milk and cookies.
So you know where I see that sign is when I'm coming out of the movie theater there, because I often go to the Summit for the movie theater. When you're coming out of the parking lot.
Yes, it's right there.
It's right there.
So that is an event, and that is going to be Sunday, December 18th. So Sunday, December 18th, from 10:30 to 12. It's one seating.
Okay.
So it's first come. You have to get your tickets ahead of time.
Great.
And it's going to be, it's your own personal pizza.
Nice.
So definitely go to Noble Pie Pizza Parlor on their website to find out more. And then that's on a Sunday. And then on a Saturday before that, Tour de Brews.
Okay. Tell me about
saying that right?
Yes, that's what it says.
Reno has a lot of different districts, the Midtown, the Riverwalk, the Wells. And a lot of people don't know about our brewery district, which is on 4th Street, which,
did not know that.
They're redeveloping that. So it's the new restaurants are coming in. It's local. So they have a Jingle Brew. It's a pass where you get a Jingle Brews additional little passport.
Okay.
And you go to all the different restaurants and they each have a signature drink. Well, this year they've invited About Town Deb to be a sponsor.
Well,
so I am going to donate a case of the wine to be poured at a location. So number one, I'm going to purchase the wine at full price.
Okay.
So that I could donate double because the William N. Pennington Foundation is matching. So instead of just donating it, I'm going to purchase it, get the extra donation so it's a full donation to donate. Then the Children's Cancer Foundation is going to be on site at whatever, we don't know which location. And then the $3 pours that people are getting, they're going to let the Children's Cancer Foundation go ahead and donate the $3. So that'll be double till 6.
That's very nice.
So it's a way that I can give a holiday gift to our community for cancer. A win-win. They get to be there physically, talk about the charity, and keep 100% of that $3, which will be
We love 100%.
So it's a big deal. So that is December 17th on a Saturday, 2022.
What time?
This is from 2 to 6.
Okay.
So you want to go to Black Rabbit Meads /Tour de Brews. So you can go on my About Town Deb page too. So I'm excited to be one of the sponsors. So those are the 2 events this month that I'm proud and honored to sponsor, but especially the Jingle Brews.
Okay.
Because it is that time, and I love, and I won't even be able, I'm going to be out of town on both of these, but I love that our community comes together.
Yes.
And they're going to represent About Town Deb and the Children's Cancer Foundation. So honestly, so don't forget. So that would be next weekend?
It is.
So next Saturday,
and it does support our babies.
Or this week. Actually, it'll be this weekend. We're recording early. So it's this weekend. Ooh. So it's this weekend.
Mark your calendars.
Mark your calendars. So anyway, that's kind of what's happening in my world.
That's fantastic. That's a lot.
Yeah. And I asked you what you want to be chatting about, and you had said reflections. And I looked at some of your reflections, and a lot of them were holiday-ish. So I went online and I found out some cool holiday kind of topics to talk about. So we will do that.
Perfect.
I want to do our quote. Let's do our quote.
I want to hear the quote.
I want to do the quote. And I have your name on it because it reminds me of Yvonne.
Oh,
so
fantastic.
Christmas is mostly truly Christmas when we celebrate it by giving the light of love to those who need it the most.
Isn't it the most
Ruth
important
Carter
thing?
Stapleton. And that is you.
Yeah.
That is you to the T.
Thing.
And also, you're with the Renowned Health Foundation, and that is all about giving back,
love.
And it's about love. So I'm really honored that is a quote that I saw today, and you're here today.
That's funny that you said that, because with the Renown connection, people think of Renown, they think clinical and medical, but I'm on the foundation side, and philanthropy is all about love.
I know.
It's all about giving. So yeah, it does pretty much describe who I am and what I am. So I love that quote.
So that's why I did that. So we're going to take our first break. When we come back, we're going to hand the mic over to Yvonne here, and we're going to start talking about reflection for the end of the year and beginning of next year. So it's About Town Deb and Yvonne Murphy. We'll be right back.
Now more than ever, family matters, and Surratt Law Practice has your family in mind. Kimberly Surratt and her team have been helping maintain healthy families through their holistic approach to adoption and surrogacy, child custody, estate planning, and more for over 13 years. Your family law concerns are in caring hands with Surratt Law. Schedule your private consultation with a compassionate Surratt Law Practice team member today by calling 775-636-8200 or visiting lawyersforfamilies.com. Surratt Law, where family matters.
You're enjoying this episode on Angel Phoenix Productions Podcast Network. To explore a complete lineup of quality programs and media production services, head on over to angelphoenix.com or like our Facebook page at facebook.com/Angel Phoenix Productions.
She's out on the road and all over the web with a big smiling heart. It's About Town Deb.
My town, your town, or any town, this is About Town Deb presents City Talk. Now, back to the show.
And welcome back to City Talk. I'm About Town Deb, Debbie McCarthy. I'm here with Yvonne Murphy, my Sassy Soul Sister. And we are in Sparks, Nevada.
We are.
At the Musicians Rehearsal Center with Christian, with Angel Phoenix Media behind the set there, who keeps us
fabulous
going.
Christian.
We love him.
Makes us look good.
It's cool because he's been behind the scenes, he's always behind the scenes, but every now and then I bring somebody on who, when during the pandemic, they were virtual. I'm just assuming they know Christian. They're like, no, I've never seen him in person.
We've never met Christian.
So now it's really nice that we can all be here in person and see him. So this is a time of year we were talking about before the show about Santa Claus and magic and the holidays and reflection. And I asked you what do you want to talk about? So you have 3 different topics on reflection.
Yes.
And I want you to go ahead and start with what you think is your favorite reflection.
Well, I think when you're reflecting, it's that moment. There's a word, a Hebrew word called Selah. Ooh. And Selah means to pause and consider. And so when I pause and consider and think about this year, I wrote a couple of things, and I said 4 things that I learned this year. And one of the most powerful things I learned was to be very specific about what you want and who you want. Sometimes we just wishfully think, but we don't narrow the scope. So I think it's important to really narrow the scope and know what you want and who you want. The second thing I wrote was to tackle projects in sections. You know, I've been trying to clean out the garage for the entire year. And what happens is I look at it and I get overwhelmed and then I do nothing. And someone said to me, if you just move one section at a time, eventually over the course of a month, it would be done. So I realized, and I did that. So I packed up a stack of clothing, lovely sweaters and whatnot, took them to charity. And it felt good to just get rid of one giant bag of things.
Well, I have a little tip on receipts. Everybody knows about Tom Deb hates to get her mail. I hate to do any bookkeeping. And I do, thank goodness, have a bookkeeper. And this was during the pandemic. I was saying, I have to get better. And I had read too, you take one step. So I'm not kidding you. I had mounds of receipts, like crumbled up.
Yeah, I have that.
And it was in a stack everywhere. So I decided, okay, the first step, I'm just going to get them all in one place. So you know where I put them?
Where?
On the kitchen counter. So I had no choice.
Okay, you got to deal with it.
Because I have to see it.
You have to see it.
I filled up the whole counter and I looked and I went, I don't think I could do this. So that was just step one. Then the next day I'm like, okay, now I'm going to sort them by accounts. So I sorted them. So now they're still in the kitchen. So I can't do anything until it's done.
Right.
So now they're sorted. And then I'm like, okay, what's the next step? Now you sorted them. Now put them in order by date.
Oh.
And then you write on them as you do
Lots of work.
It took me like 5 days. But at the end, I was like, oh my gosh, they're in order. They're paper clipped. Everything's perfect. I took them to the bookkeeper. And now here it is, time to do it again. And I wasn't as good. I actually, because we do the extension.
Know.
And you know what she said to me? You know what? Just bring them to me. I'm like, are you sure?
Yes, I think so.
And she goes, no, and
just
I don't
bring them
care.
to a
I brought them to her in a box.
Yeah.
Crumbled up.
Yeah.
And she did it.
Because they're a professional and they know what they're doing and they can do it fast.
But it's just those little steps.
I know, but the little steps matter.
But then I didn't do it again. You have to learn to repeat these steps.
I like the new plan. Just get them all in one place and give them to the professional.
Just so you can take, because it's on your shoulder.
Yeah.
And I know it's Christmas.
It's on the kitchen counter is where it is.
Well, I know, but I don't.
How are you going to bake cookies if you got receipts on the counter?
I know, but they're off the counter.
Okay.
But I totally get you. It's so what listening out there, guys, I know there's something you want to get done, whether it's decluttering and you want to go get the gifts and wrap the gifts. And really it's not all about that either.
It's not.
You know what? And the whole wrapping thing, I'm
a gift bag and some tissue works.
Yes. And then reuse it.
Now children need to open. So I think if it's for a child, it's worth wrapping because pulling off that paper is part of their excitement, right?
That's the best part
even though they know they're getting what they asked for. Children need it wrapped, but I think for adults, you can put it in a gift bag with some tissue.
Or this is another idea. Ooh. I've been looking at all these cool sites. I'm trying to be better with our environment.
Okay.
You can get a really pretty dish towel or really pretty, some kind of a towelish looking thing. And then you fold it and wrap it really pretty. And then you could take like another bow and wrap it and put like a flower in it. So you have this pretty package and you get
which is actually the gift.
The gift is, what's inside, but it's actually.
So you eliminate the gift bag and the tissue. You just tie a ribbon around it.
Tie a beautiful ribbon.
Throw a little sprig of some wintry thing
inside it.
Yes, that's lovely.
I'm going to do that.
Okay, I like the way you're thinking.
I'm learning how to be a better environmental woman.
I appreciate that. So the other thing on my list is purging. And I'm not just talking physical purging. I'm talking relationships. I'm talking everything in your life across the board. So when you clear out space, you make room for new things.
Very true.
Friendships, relationships. It's not just sorting the bills or getting rid of the extra clothes. When you purge, you make room for new. And a good thing about clothing somebody taught me is if you buy 3 new things,
you have to get rid of.
You need to get rid of 3 or times 2. Get rid of 6. So this way you're not hoarding. So, but purging for me is not just getting rid of extra shoes, boots, coats, sweaters. You need to go through your phone at the end of the year. You've got hundreds of names in there and numbers, people you haven't spoken to in years. Why do you have all this information energetically? Why are you clogging up your phone with a bunch of people that don't, for whatever reason?
I have.
No.
Okay,
this is important.
I'm going to keep it real here.
Okay.
So,
did you do some deleting lately?
No, but in the past, I've been on dating sites, right?
Oh.
And so,
we're going straight there.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So when you're on the sites, you have like Tom from New Zealand or Sam
don't be
from...
using my husband's
I know.
country.
I don't know where...
Find somebody else's country. Okay.
I just mean Sparks or Placerville. I don't know. So
Sacramento.
Sacramento. So I would like put the name and the age it was from and then the app, whether it's... because then you're like, who is that? So then
Well, that's the other thing. How about you look at names in your phone and you go, I don't even know who these people are.
So now I'm like, who is that? I go, what? So that is going to be my goal. I'm going to go through my phone and anybody that's...
Before the 31st of December, it's energetic. There should be some deleting. At least 25 people you can delete.
Oh, I can do that.
And here's the deal. I mean, if you're friends, you should be talking within the course of a year.
I agree.
So they say if you've got clothing and you haven't worn it in a year, you need to get rid of it. Well, why do you have all these names in your phone? You don't know who these people are. You haven't talked to them. You haven't texted them. It might not even be the right number. Why are you energetically? Why are you clogging up your life with people who don't care enough about you to reach out? You obviously don't care enough about them to reach out. Why are they in your phone? And if they're really important, they'll resurface and you'll reconnect.
I love it.
But delete. So I'm about to delete.
I like that one. Okay.
And the last thing I want to tell you very quickly is one of the things I learned this year is I used to say work is work is work. Well, that's not true because
not with your work.
Definitely not with my work because I'm going into my second year of serving at Renown, and I do see it as serving. I see it as a ministry. My Renown co-workers, colleagues, they become my family. That was a surprise to me. The love, the affection, the friendship, the genuine caring about my life, my health, what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling. It is so unusual to have a workplace where you have integrity and transparency and real connection. Not just, hello, good morning, how do you do? People saying, how was your weekend? And what happened at church on Sunday? And did you go to dinner on Friday night? And where did you go? And did you really like it? I mean, the connection, and you've met some of them, so you know.
No, I see them now out and about, and I want to go hug them. It's a blessing.
It's crazy good. And what I realize, they've become my extended family. And I'm so blessed to be able to earn a living, contribute to my community, and be connected to the people I work with. We text each other on the weekend. We write each other handwritten notes. They send me soup when I don't feel good. I mean, I am so blessed and so lucky, but I think that comes out of my desire to have that and me also giving that to them.
It's a
so
two-way.
People are a reflection.
It's a two-way street.
So yeah, those were the 4 things I learned this year. But later in the show, I'm going to talk about the 3 things that surprised me, 3 things I'm going to do over the holidays, and 3 goals I've set for next year.
Well, you talked about the handwritten notes.
Yeah.
So we were talking. We talked about Kid Rocker, guys. I know we promoted a couple of weeks ago, and a couple of weeks back they had their fundraiser at the Musicians Rehearsal Center right here.
Nice.
And Tracy, one of my good friends who's been on the show before with Party Hardy Balloons, she did this beautiful backdrop, and Santa was here. And I also was able to get little Ian, who is a Kid Rocker, with Lucas on Colo News. So anyway, just bringing the people together was amazing. So that night, little Lucas was out there with Santa, and he goes, "Oh my God, Miss Debbie, you came." Like, of course, I'm supporting you. And then he came up to me and he goes, "You know what, Miss Debbie? Santa winked at me." And I go, he goes, "He's the real Santa." And he remembered me. And then the best part of the evening, that was like amazing. But one of the other parts was Lucas up on stage called everybody up who was a part of it, and they wrote a handwritten thank you note, and each child in their own handwriting signed it.
Nice.
To me, I thought, you know what? That is, again, the best Christmas gift, because you can get a certificate you put on the wall, you can get a thank you, you can get flowers, but to know that each of those children who were up on that stage signed it.
Yeah. It touches your heartstrings.
And then little Luke, oh my God.
Yeah.
I said, little Ian is going to be, one day he's going to be on stage and I'm going to have his autographs.
All great rockers started somewhere.
He is, honestly.
And I've seen his video. He's got skills.
He's got skills. So we're going to take a quick break and we're going to come back and we're going to go to 3 things that surprised you.
Okay, that sounds
good. Hang tight. It's About Town Deb and Yvonne Murphy.
You're enjoying this episode on Angel Phoenix Productions Podcast Network. To explore a complete lineup of quality programs and media production services, head on over to angelphoenix.com or like our Facebook page at facebook.com/Angel Phoenix Productions.
You know that's what she said. Come on, let's have some fun with About Town Deb.
My town, your town, or any town, this is About Town Deb presents City Talk. Now, back to the show.
And welcome back to City Talk. I'm About Town Deb, Debbie McCarthy, your host, with my beautiful co-host, Yvonne Murphy, my Sassy Soul Sister, in the house.
In the house, child. I'm here.
Yeah, I know. I'm so happy you're here.
I'm so happy to be here.
We were noticing that our colors are the UNR colors at Reno.
It's all about love for our university.
And then I have Tahoe Heartbeat.
And have you driven up on that property lately? It is amazing, the construction and what's happened at UNR. To me, it's almost a new campus. It's so modern. It's so chic. It's so cutting edge. I'm so proud of the leaders that have made all that possible. Great construction going on. I'm very proud of our university.
I love we have some good construction companies who are giving with their heart and they're putting their heart and soul into their building.
I like it.
So I want you to tell me 3 things that surprised you this year. I know one of them, and it's so exciting.
Well, most of the people in my life know that the big surprise for me was how precious it is to fall in love. My departed husband went to heaven 6.5 years ago. And I just never thought that it could happen. And people would say, oh, you're more likely to be struck by lightning than to fall in love again. Well, out of the blue, Cupid showed up one day. And so I'm very surprised about falling in love. And I'm very blessed to have a really wonderful life partner who absolutely adores me. He's an old school gentleman. We're the same age, born the same year, same month, 9 days apart.
No.
Yes. So it's all there. So I was surprised about that. The other thing that surprised me this year, and I think as I'm aging, and maybe this is true for everyone, the speed of time. It seems like it was February and then it was August and now it's December. And I'm like, whoa, what happened to 2022? It kind of happened fast. Now, in fairness to me, I was in La La Land and walking around with rose-colored glasses on.
She was
very much in love, but truly the year went by really quick. And the third thing that surprised me this year was, as I'm getting older, how much energy it takes to maintain you and your health and your home and your car and the yard and the garage. I used to have the energy for all that. I could just wake up and clean and vacuum and go do the backyard and do this, that, and the other.
I got to sit down.
I clean up the bedroom and the bathroom and I go, ooh, child, I got to go sit down. I'm tired now.
I know.
No, it takes a lot of effort to stay on top of your eye appointment, your dental appointment, your medical appointments. And like opening the mail is a chore for me. I take all this mail out and put it in a giant place and go, what is all this? And
I feel better to know you do that too.
Now, once a week, you got to go through it, but it takes a lot of effort. And I don't know how that's possible because with technology, I thought we'd be more organized and things would be easier. But I feel like it's more complicated.
Don't you feel, though? I feel like I'm still getting a lot of what's holiday time. It was political time. I literally, you go in the mailbox and you're like, what is, it's all these ads and stuff. And most of them, I don't even look at it.
So after political, you know what it is? It's the medical. Your insurance is running out. Year end, you got to change insurance.
And then ARP.
Yes. Oh, child. You're getting the ARP.
I'm getting ARP now and I'm getting closer
I know.
to that.
I used to say that was for old people. And then
we are not old people.
No. It's for a seasoned group of people who deserve it. I don't know.
I like how you said that.
So the other thing that's going on my list is the 3 things I'll do over the holidays. I saw this morning on TV that GSR has a Christmas show. I think it runs the 18th through the 30th. And it's just this menagerie of fantastic techno, whatever, celebrating the joys of Christmas. But what attracted me to it is the cheapest ticket is $19. So they've tried to price it so that it's not a $65, $85, $150 ticket. So I thought, okay, for $20 a person, a little more than going to the movies, but to be able to sit in a showroom and be entertained by professionals on stage. I think I'll do that show. The other thing I'm going to do a lot of is play games. Old-fashioned, old-school games. I love Monopoly. I love Jenga.
That Jenga, that's the one with
Jenga's so good.
Is that the one with the
yeah, you got to pull the little pegs
that one,
out. This is amazing.
That is my game.
Yeah, that's the game. So I played it a couple weeks ago, and I had the entire tower teetering on one block.
Oh.
And of course, I crashed. It's so much fun. But it's a lot of fun. And they have a giant Jenga.
I like the one like it fits your table.
I like the giant, thicker, bigger.
It's like bricks.
Yes, they're like bricks. They are like bricks. So I got to buy the larger one. I bought the smaller one.
When you get the large one, I want to come
play. And then Mr.
Trivial
the king of my life now wants Trivial Pursuit.
Are you talking the old-fashioned one, like when we were kids?
So like you have questions like,
I don't know any new stuff.
What group did Diana Ross sing in before she was independent, the Supremes? Or
that's the kind of questions I would want.
Yeah, those are the questions I want. Who did Michael McDonald perform with before he went solo? The Doobie Brothers. I need old school questions.
I think I may even have the original trivia game somewhere.
Okay, well,
if I can find it, I'll give it to you.
And I just want everybody to know when Jeopardy's on, I win every time. And I'm sure if I was standing on that show, I'd be dumb as a rock and I wouldn't get anything. But when I'm at home, it's all together. Yes. And the other thing I'm going to do this holiday is something that sounds simple, but it's really not. I need to take a deep breath and relax. Relaxing is not easy to do in the world that we live in. It takes a lot of effort. You literally have to isolate yourself or make a spa date or to create some sort of sanctuary, but to turn off the world and all that drama that's in your head, it's not easy to do. But in order to go into a new year, I need to step back and exhale. So those are my three things.
Well, if you have one of these little, what are they called? iWatch phones? What are they called?
Oh, I can afford
iPhones? That. My son bought it for me.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It's 2 years ago, but it tells me to breathe.
Oh,
it literally breathe. I'm like, oh, am I not breathing? I must walk around with my. I think I walk around like tense.
Breathing is a big part of relaxing.
Yeah.
So all the professionals talk to you about breathing. So I could use some work in that department. And the only other hot thing on my list, and I think we have a little bit of time.
We do.
Is 3 goals for next year. I say it every year, but I did do some of this year. So I'm very likely to commit to this.
Okay.
Walking daily, weather permitting. Walking, I mean, in my mind, you got to power walk and you got to go a long distance. And it turns out the medical reports say that's not necessarily true. A standard walk, 30 minutes a day, is better than not walking at all.
I agree.
So 15 minutes in one direction, 15 in another. And if you could get up to an hour, that would be ideal.
No, I agree. That's good.
The other thing I want to do in 2023, and this is depending on how the world is operating, notwithstanding all the events of the world or COVID. I miss travel. The thing COVID did for me, especially took international travel right off my list. The minute they said COVID, I was canceling trips, and it's unfortunate. I did 2 years in a row back to back. I think it was 2018, 2019. I did the 2-3 week to Paris with my pastor's wife, and it was lovely. And I miss travel. I think it's good to immerse yourself in other countries and other communities and the United States. There's so much to do here, but just to get out of the region that you live in and go do something different. And then I'm always back to purging. So clearly that's an issue with me. That word has come up multiple times. So probably some sort of psychological thing that I need to handle, but massive. I want to do massive. I need to clean out larger spaces and be done with it. And now I'm kind of forced to, because I have a new family member and we need to make room. So
when you had said earlier in the show, and I've read this, if you purge an area, like say the bedroom, the closet, and you go through and you make room. If you don't make room, there's no space for anybody new to come. So I did years back, I decided to do that. And I went in the closet, I did every drawer, I did all these put everything a little organized. I was every drawer and I felt really good about it. And didn't work in my case, but then this year I now have a roommate. Which is amazing. And knowing that, because I want to get a traveling nurse at some point, but I knew I was going to be getting a roommate and financially it's great. And it's good to know somebody's there watching your house when you're not there. Yeah. And I thought, first thing I have to do is I got to get rid of all these extra Tupperwares and dishes and platters and silverware and stuff that's just like crammed in the kitchen cabinets and in the closets. Yeah. Because I need to have a common area. Yeah. So like what's the coat closet, I guess you'd call it. It was all full of stuff, stacked Florida thing. Like it was disgusting. Well. So I I went through and I cleaned out every single kitchen cabinet, and I donated and I gave away what I could. So when my roommate came, like, wow, like I have like empty cabinets.
Yeah.
And I would have never had it, but I had to have a reason to say, this is why I'm doing it.
I think in my case too, I might need some help. So I need to implore the help of a friend, because we're attached to stuff and things. And you're like, oh no, we can't get rid of that. I might need that. The truth of the matter is you're probably not going to need it. But when there's someone else there, I think what I need to do is a particular closet I'm thinking about, long closet in one of my upstairs bedrooms. Pull out the 2 or 3 things that I absolutely want to keep.
And put those
and just set those aside, and then say to somebody, I don't even want to go up there. Here's some giant green garbage bags. Everything in that closet up there, just take it. Because
and
if
you're never going to know.
Because
you will not know.
You won't miss it. Because if you actually go through one item at a time, you will keep it, and you'll never get through it. Just take out 2 or 3 things, or pick a number, 5. I'm going to keep 5 things.
5 favorite things.
Go up there and take 5 favorite things out, and then just say to someone, hey, look, I'm emotionally attached, so could you help me, please?
So
just go do it.
When was the last time you opened that closet? Went in there?
Probably 3 times a year, this particular closet.
3 times a year.
Yeah.
Do you see everything that's in there?
Of course you don't. Of course you don't.
So would you miss once you take those?
So you know what women do? We always say, but if I lose weight, then I'll be able to wear that, right?
I have a lot of those.
Yeah. And the truth of the matter is you're not going to lose weight, because if you were going to, you would have done it. So you need to talk about it. So truth of the matter is, the blessing in it is that you make those things available to someone else who would really be excited to have it. And it'll mean so much to them. And it's just kind of like when you clean your house, you feel so good.
Oh, I know.
On that Saturday night when you've cleaned all day and the sheets are changed, the floors are clean, everything's good. You got the jazz going or whatever's in the background. You feel good about it. So I'm just going to do it. I'm going to go up there and take 5 things out and just say, that's it. Somebody just take everything. And I have just the person in mind. She doesn't know it yet, but her name is Lydia.
Okay,
I'm going to call Lydia.
Okay.
She's at my church and say, here's some things. There's a closet for you. There's a closet for Lydia. And let's just get rid of it and be done with it. And then there'd be room for my new family member who's currently now in the coat closet, because there's no other.
That is so
it's
not
small,
right. Okay,
but
he needs to be out of the closet.
Well, now that's a whole nother show that we'll save for Valentine's Day. That's got a Valentine's ring to it.
I like that.
But those are my things. So when we come back, I think we should talk about is Santa. Because I looked at an email that you wrote me, and it talked about the holiday season and how we all navigate through it. And with Thanksgiving behind us, I think we should be talking about Christmas.
Here's a quote to take us into that. Another Yvonne quote.
Hello.
Her name is Bias, so she knows I meant it. It's not how much we give, but how much we love putting into giving. Mother Teresa. Yeah. This is this woman here.
Yeah, I love giving.
I love giving too. I'm more of a giver. I like to give. So we're going to take our final break. When we come back, we're going to have some fun with some holiday questions. Okay. Be right back. About Town Deb and Yvonne.
Now more than ever, family matters, and Surratt Law Practice has your family in mind. Kimberly Surratt and her team have been helping maintain healthy families through their holistic approach to adoption and surrogacy, child custody, estate planning, and more for over 13 years. Your family law concerns are in caring hands with Surratt Law. Schedule your private consultation with a compassionate Surratt Law Practice team member today by calling 775-636-8200 or visiting lawyersforfamilies.com. Surratt Law, where family matters.
You're enjoying this episode on Angel Phoenix Productions Podcast Network. To explore a complete lineup of quality programs and media production services, head on over to angelphoenix.com or like our Facebook page at facebook.com/Angel Phoenix Productions.
Ready to help from her toes to her head. Just give her a shout. Call About Town Deb.
My town, your town, or any town, this is About Town Deb presents City Talk. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. It's About Town Deb with my Sassy Soul Sister, Yvonne Murphy. In the house.
In the house.
How do you say? You didn't say.
Spreading that Christmas cheer.
Oh, my gosh.
Sister girls in the house.
And she's got good things. We all have good things, but she's got
I got a basket of good things.
She's got a basket of good things.
Okay, so I'm looking at one of these Christmas questions, and it makes me think about Nat King Cole, roasted chestnut. What is a roasted chestnut?
It's a nut. That's chestnut.
No.
It's a nut from a bush you put in a fire.
I don't know, but I love the song, but I don't know anything about it.
Okay, well here's one here.
Okay,
ugly sweater party or Christmas cocktail. I know what you're going to say.
Christmas cocktail.
I knew that was you.
Yeah, the whole ugly sweater thing, I'm not into it.
If I was invited to a elegant cocktail party and I could go in your closet and shop, I would prefer that.
I don't even think I own an ugly sweater. I just don't know how that's possible.
Yeah, well, I have it.
But I like that question. What else you got, sweetie?
Candy canes or chocolates?
That's a tough one. I mean, I prefer chocolate, but
candy cane.
Ooh, a candy cane is nice because you only eat them at Christmas time.
Right. So chocolate I love chocolate, but it gives me my little sensitive tummy. I get a tummy.
But I love a salted caramel chocolate.
Oh.
Okay, so I think
chocolate.
Okay.
Gift wrapped or gift bags? We kind of talked about this.
I think we should be doing gift bags between the two, but I do like wrapping a present.
But I like my idea. We shared
your
earlier.
idea.
You get a beautiful dish towel or a scarf.
A scarf.
And you wrap it and you put like something, like you said, a Christmas ornament when you wrap it, and they could reuse the ribbon.
That's a good idea to attach an ornament because then they would have something to attach.
Memory.
It would be a memory for the tree that they would have year after year, the gift that keeps on giving, and they'd have the scarf.
And they could keep giving the gift. So, okay, you pick one of yours.
Let's see. If Santa didn't have a sleigh, how would he deliver the presents to the children? In a Range Rover. We all know the answer to that question.
Whoa, I know the answer.
The new Escalade is looking pretty good. 100,000, but it looks good.
I know the answer.
Okay, tell me.
So Ian, at the Kid Rocker concert.
Uh-oh.
He came in and I think he even said on the mic, he goes, guess what? I know what Santa drives. He drives a Corvette. He said, I saw Santa get, and I think he said it's
a happening Santa.
He said it was a candy cane winner. I mean, anyway, he saw, honestly, he winked at him. And he remembered him, and he drove away in a Corvette.
But then again, for the cost of fuel, I don't know how Santa's navigating that. This is a very interesting question.
It's technology.
It's new.
He plugs it in.
It's new.
He plugs it in.
For sure, for some people, it's a Tesla. Could be a Corvette. What else is going on? What's your favorite thing to do on Christmas Eve?
No, maybe not. Christmas Eve, I don't know.
So I'm thinking that you could have a tradition of obviously having family over or friends on Christmas Eve, and then save Christmas morning for children, if there are children in the house. But a Christmas Eve, I think, should be relaxing in your jammies, a bowl of popcorn, I see. Martini wouldn't be bad. Black and white movies, Turner Classic. I think it should just be a mellow evening. Yeah. If you got a fireplace lighted, or even, I think Christmas Eve should be very mellow.
Okay, you pick out one, then I have one.
Let's see here. Which celebrity would you want to meet under the mistletoe? George Clooney.
That would work for me. I don't really, you know what? I'm not really big into celebrities, so I don't think I would even know. He's such a nice man,
and he married that beautiful not civil rights. She's a global attorney, human rights.
Wasn't he just on TV?
He was just on TV. I think he got the President Award or something of the sort. A lovely man from a great family. Yeah. His aunt was Rosemary Clooney. She was a fabulous singer in the 40s and 50s, but he's a good man, and he married a beautiful woman. They've got a set of twins, but she's a humanitarian, human rights attorney, and I think I would have George Clooney under the mistletoe. But have you ever hung mistletoe?
I have.
And did you kiss somebody under the mistletoe?
Maybe.
Okay, go on.
I haven't done it recently, but I think No, I can't. I don't know. I'm looking for somebody. I don't know.
If you were Santa Claus, would you give coal to bad kids or give them something else?
I would never give coal to bad kids.
I don't think there's a such thing as a bad child. I think there might be a child that's a little misguided. But children
why would you put coal in anybody's?
Well, I don't know. I can think of a couple of people I'd give a whole bag of it to, but
I just can't do that. Okay, gift cards or cash?
That's tricky. It depends on the age.
I got to tell you.
A gift card is dangerous because if they don't, it's only a gift if you give it and they actually use it. So the gift card can get lost. They might not use it in a timely fashion. Usually people keep up with their cash.
I would say if they're like at the early teen to like I think a gift card's cool because they get to go online, they get to use it, they can go shopping. They feel like they're bigwigs. My sons are in their 30s. They're like, Mom, yes, you can get me Costco, or I don't want to do Costco. But, they like Arco cards. They want gas cards. But now they're just saying, give me cash. They want cash.
You're not putting a lot of thought into it. And I'm always afraid that people are just going to use the money to pay their bills. And so they don't.
That's true.
And I know that's important because people need their lights to work and their cars payments to be made and so on and so forth. But I kind of like the idea of knowing a person well enough to get them something they wouldn't buy for themselves so that they have something nice as a memento of our friendship. And I don't know. I mean, it just doesn't seem so special. So here's $100 bill. Merry Christmas.
Well, so like Grandma B, we talk about Grandma B. She's in LA in this apartment. And hello, shout out. I haven't done that. Shout out to Grandma B and Ellie and Glenda and Papa up shining down. So I said to her, she doesn't have a whole lot. And I said, what do you want for Christmas? And my cousin Lucy and I always go in together. And she said, I don't know. I go, no, what do you honestly need in this apartment? She goes, a heater. I go, you don't have a heater? What the heck?
So if they know that's what they need and you're able to just go get it and bring it to them, that's a great gift.
We're getting her a heater.
They'll, the warmth of that evening, every night that they're warmed.
Yeah. I mean, she has like this old apartment with this big wall heater that they told them not to use because it's dangerous. So every now and then she uses it just because it's so cold. So she's going to get this, she already knows, so I'm not giving her a secret. It's this like tall one that goes back and forth.
A tower that rotates.
And it also has like an air and a heater because she doesn't have air conditioning either.
Okay, nice.
And it's one that if it falls,
so that's practical. It makes sense. It's
and it makes sense. And then she said she wanted an umbrella.
Okay.
Sorry, she knows what she's getting. Well,
I've never given an umbrella at Christmas.
Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Indoor Christmas lights or outdoor Christmas lights? Both. No?
If I had to choose outdoor, because then it's a blessing to other people. If it's indoor, then you're
cool.
God, I am so good. I just love myself.
You are just so good.
I mean, I love riding through the neighborhood to see what all my neighbors are doing. And I think, I don't even put lights up, but I want everybody else to do it.
Now, see, I haven't, since Papa's been gone, Papa would put my lights up and I haven't had lights and now I have a roommate. So I said, I don't know what you feel about holiday time. And he goes, well, I'm not like a big people person for it.
It's a little bit of work though.
Yeah. So so Thanksgiving morning, he had went and bought day before. So he put up lights and I cooked a Thanksgiving dinner, and not for me because I was not going to be home, but gave it to my neighbor who just had lost her husband, took some to my kids who COVID was in their household. So I just put it in a box and dropped it and said, bye. So, and then I left some for James.
So I remember in my childhood, we put Christmas lights up the weekend after Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
so that weekend. And so the lights were up until the first weekend in January.
Right. That's exactly
and so
what we did.
I do like it when neighbors tastefully decorate. I'm not crazy about the overdone Christmas house where there's just too much going on. There's a giant blow up this and that and the other. I kind of like the little white sparkle lights that are elegantly sprawled.
Oh, look at you.
Don't you just love that
word?
Know
sprawl lights.
When you just sprawl the
pod. Thrown on the back fence.
This is a beautiful thing about marrying a man that speaks the Queen's English, right? Oh. Like I'm talking in Ebonics and I'm crazy. And he's talking about, it's like talking to Prince Charles. And he says, yes, and they're sprawled about. I just love it. I just giggle all the time now, which is kind of amazing at my age, and I'm still giggling about that sort of thing.
Like almost a little over 2 minutes. I would like you to share from your heart.
Yeah.
If you could wish happy holidays, happy new year, or a blessing to everybody out there, what would you say?
I would say what you just said, but I would be particularly focused on the people in Ukraine. I think it's heartbreaking to watch a country where grandmas are literally walking through the street, pushing a basket or dragging a suitcase. They don't have a home. They're displaced. They don't have heat. They don't have food. Things that we all take for granted. I get off work. I go home. I back into the garage. Garage door goes down.
You back into the garage?
Oh, I back in, child, because the sister got to get out in case. You just never know why. It's a generational thing.
If I backed in, I would tear the house down.
I'm actually good at the backing in. I got it all down.
Okay, I'm just saying it because my roommate James, he's a musician, so he has all of his music stuff in his.
Well, he's got to move it.
So No, it's in the trunk. Then he backs in so it's safe and he can unload it easier. But he likes the idea of closing the garage door and closing the world off.
Yes, I like that idea. But you get home and you have heat and you have food, and you have medication and things that you just take for granted. And you look on the news at these poor people and I think, that's literally hell. And if I could wish anything for the Christmas season, I know it sounds corny, but goodwill and peace on earth. I mean, we should be able to disagree without destroying each other. Your country doesn't like my country, fine. Let's just disagree. Let's agree that we don't like each other. But I don't want to do harm to the people who have nothing to do, for the most part, with the government. So
I got it.
My Christmas wish would be for peace on the earth, and particularly for the people of Ukraine. But of course, I love my state that I've lived in 42 years. I love our state and I want our community to be blessed and do well.
And so I would say pretty much the community-wise, I'm all about local, as you know.
Yep.
I would say, please, 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 when you're doing your shopping or going out to eat or whatever you're doing, please, 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 like Google, look for local, go on my page. It's so local. Important because number one, they're having a hard time trying to get people to work.
Right.
So we need to support local and know that we are so blessed to have so many local community members and business owners that truly care about each other. So know we care about you and we would love you to support your local community wherever you're at, and know that together we're one heart, and we will see you next week. Bowtown Day.
Sounds good. Happy holidays.
This podcast was a production of Angel Phoenix Productions. Explore more episodes of this show or other great shows on the Angel Phoenix Podcast Network by visiting angelphoenix.com. The views expressed in this show do not necessarily represent those of Angel Phoenix Productions or its advertisers, and may contain language that's unsuitable for younger listeners.